Hey, welcome to blindmotherhood.com. I actually have a special guest with me today. It's Mostly Wonderful. Oh, there he
Mostly, I
is.
know.
Mostly Wonderful. Today was day, what did we say?
7.
Seven of training. All the days are running together at this point. I'm kind of tired. And it was the first day today that Mostly Wonderful actually got to see the training. We went out to the zoo with the kids, and he kind of followed behind with the double stroller. So, what'd you think?
I thought it was very interesting to see how the dog worked. The dog walks forward, stops at the curb, so it alerts you to the curb. Also, dog alerts when let's say if the cement or concrete is broken, that it could be tripping hazard, would stop and alert you there. And probably the most interesting part was low-hanging tree branches. The dog was out of his field of vision. She would be able to walk through, but the dog alerted you to the tree branches because it would be a hazard. You could get them into your eye if you weren't wearing safety glasses or get hurt in the face. So the dog stopped there and alerted you to the tree branches. So I thought that was pretty interesting.
Yeah, we have, there's quite a few sidewalks that are kind of broken up by where we live, and a couple of doctor's offices that have like low lying trees with branches. And the trainer actually worked with Frances to teach her to stop, which is good for me because I don't want to, end up getting hurt or scratched or anything like that. What do you think as opposed to like the dog versus the cane?
I mean, it's definitely interesting with the dog that it's like a dog. You have like a partner. It's like having somebody with you. So I'm sure that's a help, to do that. But I could also see how it would probably be better if you had some experience using the cane and your mobility skills. That like Holly's very good using the cane. Like at work, sometimes I see visually impaired people and see the technique they use, but Holly's technique is always spot on.
You
Uh,
married an overachiever.
if you say so.
That's it. Oh, I'm an overachiever. Look what I ended up with.
That's it.
Mostly wonderful.
Very wonderful.
There you go.
Mostly.
What'd you think of now like going out, with me with the kids and with the dog? Like, do you feel like safer or
It's definitely different. I mean, we've had dogs before, so it's not. I would imagine for somebody who never had a dog, even a pet dog, it must be very different, right?
oh, I'm
Because
sure,
just
yeah.
like to take care of them, how they react to things, So I think that's a big advantage, even if you had pet dogs before, or if you had another type of working dog before that you had some experience with them. I think that's definitely a good experience. With the cane is different. I mean, I guess like I said, there's probably positive and negatives to everything. I mean, if you have a cane, obviously you can fold it in, put it in your bag. You need it, you take it out. I mean, a dog, you have to take them out, make sure they're taken care of.
Hmm.
You have to watch out for them too. Even if it was like, let's say, bad weather or something that they could possibly get hurt. Because I even know from our other dogs, if we had real icy weather or bad conditions, instead of taking them for a walk, maybe we take them in the backyard. We put down sand so this way, be safe. They wouldn't slip on ice. But for somebody that's visually impaired, it's definitely gonna be different. And if you're in severe bad weather, it might be a good day to try to do your errands later, or maybe not take the dog out. Maybe use your cane if it was if you had to get to work or something like that, and it was icy conditions, because I could see how a dog could get hurt. But in other ways, it's good to have a partner with you and work together. So it's definitely, I take advantage, but it's up to the individual really to
I
see
think the
what they think.
kids like it. I think the kids like it a
The
lot.
kids like it a lot. The kids always like dogs, and it's definitely different. Even for them, it's like, oh, we're taking a dog with us. Like if we're going out somewhere, rather than dogs out around the house, we play ball with the dog outside. But then if we were going somewhere, we were leaving the dog at home. So that's very different for them. That's but like kids adapt quickly to things, I think
Yeah,
so.
especially at this age. And our girls are 3 and almost 2. So they've been adapting really well. So let's talk about what happened when we got about a block and a half into our trip with your child. She's not my child when she acts like that. She's your
Hmm.
child.
She was not having it today. She was almost at the zoo, and usually they have a great time inside, and she just was not in the mood for zoo time.
That's
So
his child
yeah,
when she acts like
I
that.
made a turnaround and went back home, and she cried all the way home. I got inside, held her for a little bit, and we put on TV, watched a little TV, sat with me. We had a little drink, and she relaxed, and this way Holly
Like
could continue
water.
the
You had a
training.
little drink of water
You know,
or a
we, we,
bottle.
we went to the bar and we bellied up to the bar together. We had a drink of water together. It was a little warm here that day, and then this way she relaxed, because like Holly's doing her training, so instead of focus on your training rather than, sometimes kids have bad days, and it wasn't a great day for her. So
And I think that's something that our trainer is getting to know. Motherhood, the struggle is real. Hashtag the struggle is real. Hashtag motherhood, forget it. Sometimes it's just not happening. So when Mostly Wonderful took the baby back, I actually stayed with Aoife. I mean with Nuala rather. So what my trainer ended up doing was she got me a carabiner clip attached to like a nylon cord that I'm able to put around my waist, and then Nuala slips her hand into it so she can stay with me, and I have one hand on the harness, and Nuala's free, but she knows to hold on to that cord. You want to explain what a carabiner is?
carabiners, they were invented really for climbing. It's clipping into like to a safety if you're using it for climbing. So that's probably where they originated from. But they like now you have people use them to clip something onto their bags and do that. But my whole thing is like make sure if you have something you're counting on it for, make sure that it's rated for a certain load. Like a real climbing carabiner, there'd be no problem, right? Because they're rated for falls. If somebody falls, they're not going to break. But if you have one of these ones you get at a dime store, it could spread open. It could break, right? Because they're not rated for a load. It's
Right.
just like for carrying things. So if you have something that you're using, obviously with a child, or something that cannot fail, if you're attaching a dog to it that you don't want to break or spread open, then I would say spend the extra money and go, on somewhere they have climbing equipment, and get a good quality one. They have ones that have locks on it that you actually turn a gate that it won't open. So it's not like you're pressing the gate open and it has like a little screw on it that, it's not difficult to use, but there's no possible way that's going to open. So
Yeah.
that'd be my whole thing. If don't use something is like for a toy or for carrying keys, if you're actually carrying, counting on it to hold. So it might be better, go on REI or some of these other climbing
I
sites.
think that they got
Yeah.
the guiding eyes got it at EMS. I think they had
Yeah,
said,
EMS. There's
you
a lot.
know,
There's a lot of things, but look for if you need something for weight, then get a real climbing carabiner. There's a bunch of companies that sell them, but something that is not going to fail. And if it's something you're worried about the gate opening, if it hits a certain way or whatever, then get one that has like a screw that locks the gate down, so this way there's no possibility it could open.
well, what ended up happening is we got to the zoo, and I think the point that I want to drive home is that you really have to be realistic with what these animals can do, and with your current situation. And the zoo is someplace that I take my kids all the time, and my husband usually comes with me just because there's a lot to do, there's a lot to see, and we have two toddlers that are pretty mobile. And it took Francis a little while to get used to the zoo. I mean, think of a zoo from a dog's perspective, like the smells, and there's actually animals that are free roaming in the zoo, like there's peacocks there and chickens, and things like that are walking around. And she was very very good, and she was able to get through it, and the trainer there was very helpful, to get her comfortable. But in the end, I just felt like that it might not even be worth it to take her there, back to the zoo. I think that it's easier for us to go, and it's less stressful, and I also don't have to worry about her potentially catching something from another animal while she's there, especially because these animals are loose, or some of the animals are loose there. And it's just a spot that that I could take her, but I don't have to take her. I see her for being more of, yes, my girls are growing, and in another year or so they'll both be independent. But like right now, I think this is like a great opportunity for me to get out and get some alone time and do what I have to do for work and travel and things like that.
Why you need alone time when you have me?
Believe me, I need freaking alone time from you, my friend. All right? Everybody, all the women will agree that you need alone time from all your mostly wonderfuls, especially when they're not so wonderful. So, all right, well, that's where we're at. Thanks for being my guest speaker.
Excellent. It was nice to do it. I
Oh
feel very
yeah, don't you
privileged.
feel? I mean, when you're married to this, I mean, come on, sighted or blind, you see what I got here. So, all right, well, we will. I'll catch you up on day 7, 8, 9. I tell you, it's coming to an end really quick. So stay tuned. We'll keep you up to date. Our next adventure is gonna be going to the mall, so we'll let you know how that goes. Thanks, guys.